Alrighty, so I'm going to go through a few exercises that can help with your lower back. Now, everybody goes straight into doing core exercises. This isn't a one-size-fits-all, but I do want you to have a think about the direction of movement and how you can build up tolerance to that movement with your lower back. So we look at them more as, can you tolerate flexion, which is bending forward? Can you tolerate extension, which is straightening up? Can you tolerate rotation, so turning the body? And then the other one is lateral flexion, so sideways bending. If one of those is your triggers, then that's something that you need to strengthen. So let's go through those now. Anti-extension. So if we get a lot of pain through extending through the back, a dead bug is a great exercise for that. Laying on the ground, what we're going to do is engage the core. So we pull the ribs and the pelvis together and press our back into the ground. Arms and legs up into the air. Sometimes this is enough. Practice that position. Otherwise, start to add movements of the lower body. And we should have this locked in, because we're resisting that extension that's going to happen as we move our legs. So that's controlling and strengthening the extension component. Second one, anti-flexion. So bending forward is something that we start to reduce tolerance to. Let's practice a hip hinge movement. So you can bow while you're kneeling like this. Hips will push back and we keep a nice straight back as we go. So I haven't flared my ribs with this, and I'm not bending all the way forward either. We keep it locked in, trunk is nice and strong, and we practice bending, or rather hinging through the hips. And we have that control with the flexion as we go. It doesn't mean avoid flexion or avoid bending forward, but it means strengthen those demands. Now rotation. So the pale-off press is a great exercise for that. If you've got a stretchy band, wrap it around a pole. We'll go into a half kneeling position. So outside leg is up. Tuck your bum underneath. We're going to pull it close to our chest, go forward, and we're resisting that rotational pull from the band. Have it locked in line the whole time. And then the last one, our lateral flexion, so sideways bending. Really good way to build up strength through that. So to help control that motion is our side plank. You can go knees bent, legs straight, somewhere in between, either way, as long as you've got good control over it. Push through the floor, through our elbow here, hand on your hip. We go hips up and forward. You should feel it. This is just as much of a glute exercise as it is for a core exercise. Making sure that we're not still in this position, we are nice and straight. Do it as a hold or do it as the motion, as long as we maintain that strong pillar. So those are the 4 different aspects. Have a think about, what are you most tolerant to? What do you need to work on? Maybe it is the bending forward. Maybe it is the controlling the extension component of it. It's not a one size fits all, but I want you to have a think about it and give those a go, focusing on technique and control.